for somebody who was funny and kind and somebody who treated me like a princess.
I could say when I met Shira, I didn't know I was looking for a spouse. It wasn't until I met Shira that I realized really what I was looking for. It's everything that Shira is, with her sense of humor, her laugh.
I was looking for somebody who was family-oriented, had a spiritual background, who was also funny and liked to be goofy with me. We met back in high school, and we graduated on June 6, 2002, and we'll be married 10 years and 10 days after that. But our senior year, our lockers were next to each other. We went out on one date our senior year, and nothing ever came of it. And to this day, we have no idea why.
Someone who makes me laugh, someone who I can talk to and I can see very clearly as a non-judgmental and just a sweet person. And I think I found that.
It wasn't exactly love at first sight. I had a huge crush on him all through high school. Michael is the perfect guy for me, in my opinion. He's funny, he's great to get along with. He can talk to a wall if he needs to. He treats me like a princess.
So we actually knew each other from high school, lost touch for several years right after school, and her family was spending an extended amount of time in Chicago a few years back. Her and I reconnected. She reached out to me when she saw that I lived here, and decided one night to go and catch up over dinner. So we very innocently went out, and what we now refer to as our pre-date, went out and had dinner, sat down together, and just really innocently caught up.
We did reconnect, and as soon as we got together on that first dinner, it was very innocent, but we could tell something was going on right away, and we decided that we were going to kind of look into this a little bit more, and so we went out on our official first date then.
Shira and I are probably two of the most boring people in the world when it comes to dating. We are lazy people when it comes to our weekends. We're a big fan of the zoo or sitting in the park, bike rides outside. But as far as wild and crazy stories from us dating, the best times are always when we are just together.
We like to be funny together. We like to hang out. We like to just kind of lay around the apartment some weekends. We like to go out to the Lincoln Park Zoo. We like to ride our bikes together. We like to just enjoy Chicago. We try and get out to new restaurants as much as we can, explore the different parts of the city, and enjoy the beaches. And we like to try and travel as much as we can. We like to spend time with our families.
Shira has pushed me past boundaries. She's one who's gotten me into scuba diving. She has gotten me thrown out of an airplane, all of which are when we're together. We absolutely love that when we can.
Michael is he's a funny guy, and that was the first thing that really attracted me to him. And we got along so great together as soon as we reconnected. And we talked about everything, and he's the type of guy that I can tell him anything that's on my mind. On that first night that we went out for dinner, which Michael calls our pre-date, because we weren't calling it a date at that point, my stipulation for going out to dinner with him was that we had to bring back
food for her family, who were back at the hospital at the time. So as we're leaving, we went and grabbed a few pizzas at the restaurant we were at, brought them back to the hospital, and
it was getting late, so you had to check in and check out. So I checked myself in, put my cousin's name down, put his room number, and had to fill out all this paperwork.
So I had just come from work. I'm wearing a suit. It had to look nothing like somebody carrying pizza boxes should at the time. So Shira signs in, has to show her ID, get through the security desk. Takes a while to get through the process, but finally gets this visitor's badge. Hand it to her, and the security woman then looks at me, and I said, no, I'm just a pizza guy. And she accepted it. She goes, okay, great, you're all set, and we go right in. So as we're walking in, Shira and I are looking at each other, kind of laughing at one another and saying, well, I guess that actually works. It's the first time a sarcastic comment has gotten me into a building and not the opposite. So
something that I definitely want to bring and we're bringing together is just the core values of having a Christian family and having a Christian relationship, and Michael being brought up as a Catholic and me brought up as a as a non-denominational Christian. We're trying to merge those two together, and we're trying to find that neutral zone that we both are comfortable with, and we're trying to explore that together. And that's something that I was brought up as a Christian, and I definitely want to pass that on to my children and on to our family.
That she is the most kind-hearted person that I have met. She is one of the nicest people with the most infectious smile, and I think everybody who knows her knows that that's true, that she is just one of the genuinely most friendly people to be around that most know.
That stays on her side of her lip. That laugh. That's the one.
When I look into the future, what I really look forward to is growing closer to her. I think that there's not a doubt that I am a better person when I'm with her. I think that we make each other better people. So into the future, I see us both developing into better people. Cannot wait for that. Shira and I are very open with one another. We always have been. We've always felt very comfortable talking to one another. But even going through the process, through getting ready for marriage, being prepared for it, that we've worked very hard to continue to communicate and realize how many problems can be solved with an open communication. So having someone like Shira that you can really speak to, never have to worry about what you say to, and know that if you're open and honest with her, she'll be a very open person in return, is a fantastic thing to have. Before I proposed to Shira, I did make a trip back to Michigan to sit down with her parents. Got out early on a Sunday morning and made the drive out without Shira knowing that I was driving back to Michigan that day. Had a nice talk with both of her parents, told them what Shira meant to me, how much I care about her, how much I love her, and let them know that I was planning on asking her to marry me. There were some tears, but some immediate acceptance on their side, and really welcoming into the family. And it was after we had sat there for a little while and started to talk that her dad told me that it was before we started dating that they had sat down and prayed and had said that they were praying for somebody new to come into Shira's life. And it was shortly after that her and I had reconnected. And I was touched by the story, and I think the first thing that I said to him was that I was sorry, that I was the best that they could come up with. But very happy and very blessed to be that person.
He basically, well, first we went to the Chicago Water Tower, and AKA my castle, and I came around the corner, and I was taking all kinds of photos, and he was like, put that away, put it away. So I'm like, okay, fine. So then he started out saying, I
had been lying to her, and she kind of got very serious for a minute on her face. And I told her that the week before, when I told her I had to go into work on a weekend, I'd actually driven back to Novi to see her parents and to have a talk with them.
By this time, I was kind of going in and out, and I couldn't really tell you what else he said.
And it was right around then that I think she realized that it was a little bit special of an evening. That was when I was going to be proposed. So I did. She said yes.
Something that I've learned about Shira is her eyes. Every time you clap, she blinks. No matter what. You'll be in a car, and she blinks. And she can try to not to. She blinks.
I see Shira as one of the best people in the world, and somebody who very much completes me as a person. I should say that I'm sorry. I know that over the course of this marriage, I will make a lot of mistakes. And I want to look you right now and tell you that I am sorry for whatever I may do into the future, but I know, and I want you to know, that I love you very much.
Michael, this has been such an incredible journey from the very beginning to now, and this day has just been extraordinary, and I really can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you, and the journey has only just begun.